As we navigate the complexities of our daily lives, it's common to find ourselves entangled in a web of expectations, constantly striving to meet the standards set by those around us. We're often encouraged to be good, to be kind, and to be selfless, with the underlying notion that these traits are the keys to unlocking true success and happiness. However, what if this relentless pursuit of moral perfection is actually holding us back? What if, in our efforts to be liked, loved, and accepted by everyone, we're sacrificing our own unique strengths and talents? It's a question that has puzzled philosophers and thinkers for centuries, and one that Niccolò Machiavelli, the renowned Italian philosopher, addressed in his groundbreaking works. Machiavelli's teachings offer a bold and provocative alternative to the traditional notions of goodness and morality. His ideas, though sometimes unsettling, challenge us to rethink our assumptions about what it means to be a successful and fulfilled individual. By delving into the depths of his philosophy, we're forced to confront the darker aspects of human nature and the world around us. This journey of self-discovery and exploration can be both liberating and terrifying as we begin to shed the illusions and preconceptions that have guided our actions and decisions. As we embark on this path, we may start to notice the sound of shattering illusions, the feeling of freedom from societal expectations, and the smell of smoke from the burning of our preconceived notions. It's a sensory experience that's as jarring as it is liberating, and one that can ultimately lead us to a more authentic and empowered sense of self. The idea that being good is not the only path to greatness is a notion that can be both captivating and unsettling. It challenges us to re-examine our values and priorities, and to consider the possibility that our imperfections and flaws may actually be the keys to unlocking our true potential. This is not to say that we should abandon all sense of morality and ethics, but rather that we should strive to understand and embrace our true nature, with all its complexities and contradictions. By doing so, we may discover that it's our unique strengths, talents, and quirks that make us truly remarkable, and that the pursuit of moral perfection is not the only route to achieving our goals and realizing our dreams. As we explore this idea further, we'll be forced to confront our own vulnerabilities and weaknesses, and to consider the ways in which we've been holding ourselves back. It's a journey that requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to challenge our deepest assumptions about ourselves and the world around us. As we begin this journey, it's essential to acknowledge the discomfort and uncertainty that often accompany significant change. It's natural to feel a sense of unease when we're forced to confront our own flaws and weaknesses, and to question the values and beliefs that have guided our actions and decisions. However, it's precisely this sense of discomfort that can serve as a catalyst for growth and transformation. By embracing our imperfections and vulnerabilities, we can begin to develop a more authentic and empowered sense of self, one that's rooted in our unique strengths and talents. This, in turn, can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life, one that's characterized by a sense of purpose, passion, and direction. As we explore the ideas and concepts that will guide us on this journey, we'll be encouraged to think critically about our values and priorities, and to consider the ways in which we can cultivate a more authentic and empowered sense of self. The journey ahead will be one of discovery and exploration, as we delve into the complexities of human nature and the world around us. We'll be challenged to think differently about ourselves and our place in the world, and to consider the ways in which we can cultivate a more authentic and empowered sense of self. It's a journey that will require us to be honest with ourselves, to confront our deepest fears and vulnerabilities, and to challenge our most deeply held assumptions. However, it's also a journey that can lead to profound growth and transformation, as we discover new strengths, talents, and abilities that we never knew we possessed. As we embark on this path, we'll be encouraged to embrace our imperfections and vulnerabilities, and to recognize that it's our unique strengths and talents that make us truly remarkable. As we move forward, it's essential to approach this journey with an open mind and a willingness to learn. We'll be exploring new ideas and concepts, and challenging our most deeply held assumptions about ourselves and the world around us. It's a journey that will require us to be courageous, honest, and authentic, as we strive to cultivate a more empowered and fulfilling sense of self. By embracing our imperfections and vulnerabilities, and by recognizing that it's our unique strengths and talents that make us truly remarkable, we can begin to unlock our true potential and realize our deepest desires. The journey ahead will be one of discovery, growth, and transformation as we strive to become the best version of ourselves. Now consider how this applies when you face situations that demand a delicate balance between assertiveness and empathy. In such instances, embracing your imperfections can be a powerful catalyst for building stronger, more meaningful relationships. By acknowledging and accepting your own vulnerabilities, you create a safe space for others to do the same, fostering an environment of mutual understanding and respect. This, in turn, can lead to more effective communication, as you're no longer constrained by the need to present a flawless facade. Instead, you can engage with others on a more authentic level, sharing your thoughts, feelings, and concerns in a way that's both honest and compassionate. As you navigate these interactions, you'll begin to notice a subtle yet profound shift in the way you connect with others, one that's characterized by a deeper sense of trust, empathy, and cooperation. Furthermore, as you cultivate this more authentic approach to relationships, you'll likely encounter individuals who challenge your newfound perspective. Some may view your willingness to acknowledge imperfections as a sign of weakness, rather than a testament to your strength and resilience. In these situations, it's essential to remain grounded in your own self-awareness, recognizing that your worth and value aren't defined by the opinions of others. By doing so, you'll be better equipped to navigate these interactions with confidence and poise, neither becoming defensive nor compromising your own values and principles. Now imagine how this sense of self-assurance can empower you to build alliances and collaborations that are rooted in mutual respect and trust, rather than superficial expectations or artificial personas. As you engage with others on this more authentic level, you'll begin to attract like-minded individuals who share your commitment to transparency, empathy, and personal growth. In this context, it's worth exploring the concept of radical acceptance, a term coined by psychologist Marsha Linehan to describe the process of fully embracing your experiences, emotions, and imperfections without judgment or resistance. By embracing this mindset, you can begin to develop a more nuanced understanding of yourself and others, recognizing that everyone is struggling with their own unique challenges and imperfections. This, in turn, can lead to a more compassionate and empathetic approach to relationships, as you learn to appreciate the complexities and vulnerabilities that make each person unique. As you integrate this perspective into your daily life, you'll start to notice a profound shift in the way you interact with others, one that's characterized by a deeper sense of understanding, acceptance, and connection. Consider, for instance, how this approach can transform your relationships with colleagues, friends, or family members, allowing you to build stronger, more resilient bonds that are rooted in mutual respect and trust. Conversely, it's also important to acknowledge the potential risks and challenges associated with embracing your imperfections. In a world that often values perfectionism and conformity, it can be daunting to reveal your vulnerabilities and imperfections, especially in situations where you feel exposed or vulnerable. However, it's precisely this willingness to take risks and be vulnerable that can lead to the most profound breakthroughs and transformations. By embracing your imperfections and sharing them with others, you can create a ripple effect of authenticity and empathy, inspiring those around you to do the same. As you navigate these complex dynamics, remember that your imperfections are not weaknesses, but rather opportunities for growth, connection, and self-discovery. By embracing this perspective, you'll be better equipped to cultivate a sense of self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-compassion that will serve as a foundation for personal growth and transformation. As you delve deeper into this journey of self-discovery, you'll begin to uncover new facets of yourself, including hidden strengths, talents, and passions. By embracing your imperfections and vulnerabilities, you'll create a safe space for exploration and experimentation, allowing you to pursue new interests and endeavors with a sense of curiosity and wonder. This, in turn, can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life, as you cultivate a sense of purpose and direction that's rooted in your unique strengths and passions. Now, consider how this sense of purpose can inspire you to make a positive impact in the world, using your imperfections and vulnerabilities as a catalyst for creativity, innovation, and social change. As you embark on this journey, you'll begin to realize that your imperfections are not limitations, but rather opportunities for growth, connection, and transformation, allowing you to make a profound difference in the lives of others. Now, consider how this applies when you face situations that demand a delicate balance between assertiveness and empathy, particularly in the context of professional relationships. In the workplace, it's not uncommon to encounter colleagues or supervisors who may view vulnerability as a sign of weakness rather than a strength. However, by embracing your imperfections and sharing them in a strategic and thoughtful manner, you can actually build trust and credibility with your peers. This can be especially true in creative fields, where innovative thinking and problem-solving are highly valued. By being open about your own limitations and vulnerabilities, you can create a safe space for others to share their ideas and perspectives, leading to a more collaborative and dynamic work environment. Moreover, this approach can also help to mitigate the risks associated with groupthink and conformity, as individuals feel more empowered to challenge assumptions and offer alternative solutions. Building on this, however, it's also important to recognize that there are certain contexts in which vulnerability may not be immediately well received. In high-stakes or high-pressure situations, for example, it may be necessary to temper your openness with a more measured approach, one that takes into account the potential risks and consequences of sharing your imperfections. This is not to say that you should compromise your authenticity or integrity, but rather that you should be strategic about when and how you choose to reveal your vulnerabilities. Now consider how this applies when you're working with a new team or client, and you're still establishing your reputation and credibility. In these situations, it may be more effective to start by building trust and rapport through your actions and results, rather than immediately sharing your imperfections. As you establish a track record of success and reliability, you can then begin to open up and share your vulnerabilities in a more gradual and intentional way. Furthermore, it's worth noting that embracing your imperfections can also have a profound impact on your physical and mental well-being. When you're able to acknowledge and accept your limitations, you're less likely to experience stress and anxiety related to trying to maintain a perfect facade. This, in turn, can lead to a range of positive outcomes, from improved sleep and digestion to enhanced creativity and productivity. Conversely, when you're unable to acknowledge your imperfections, you may be more prone to burnout and exhaustion as you struggle to maintain an unsustainable level of performance. Now consider how this applies when you're facing a major life transition or challenge, such as a career change or a serious health issue. In these situations, it's especially important to prioritize your own well-being and self-care, and to recognize that it's okay to not have all the answers or solutions. By embracing your imperfections and vulnerabilities, you can create a more compassionate and supportive environment for yourself, one that allows you to navigate even the most difficult challenges with greater ease and resilience. Another crucial layer is the role that storytelling plays in embracing your imperfections. When you're able to share your vulnerabilities and imperfections through narrative, you can create a powerful sense of connection and empathy with others. This can be especially true in personal or professional relationships, where storytelling can be used to build trust, establish credibility, and foster a sense of community. Now consider how this applies when you're trying to communicate complex ideas or emotions to others, such as in a presentation or a difficult conversation. By using storytelling techniques, such as metaphor or analogy, you can create a more engaging and memorable experience for your audience, one that helps to convey your message in a more impactful and resonant way. Moreover, this approach can also help to humanize your message, making it more relatable and accessible to others, and creating a sense of shared understanding and connection. As you navigate the complexities of embracing your imperfections, it's essential to recognize the significance of contextualizing your vulnerabilities. This involves understanding the specific social, cultural, and environmental factors that influence how your imperfections are perceived and received by others. Now consider how this applies when you're interacting with individuals from diverse backgrounds, each with their unique set of values, norms, and expectations. In such situations, being sensitive to these contextual factors can help you tailor your approach to sharing your imperfections, thereby maximizing the potential for empathy, understanding, and connection. For instance, in a multicultural setting, being aware of the varying attitudes towards vulnerability can enable you to navigate these interactions with greater nuance and sensitivity, ultimately fostering a more inclusive and supportive environment. Moreover, the process of embracing your imperfections can be greatly facilitated by cultivating a growth mindset, one that views challenges and setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth. This mindset is particularly crucial when confronted with criticism or negative feedback, which can often be perceived as a threat to one's ego or self-image. Conversely, by adopting a growth-oriented perspective, you can transform these experiences into valuable learning opportunities, using them to refine your skills, adjust your approach, and develop greater resilience. Now consider how this applies when you're facing a difficult project or task, one that pushes you outside your comfort zone and forces you to confront your limitations. By embracing a growth mindset, you can reframe your anxiety and self-doubt as a natural part of the learning process, thereby unlocking your full potential and achieving greater success. In addition, the role of self-compassion cannot be overstated when it comes to embracing your imperfections. This involves treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and patience, particularly when confronted with your own flaws and shortcomings. By cultivating self-compassion, you can create a safe and supportive environment for yourself, one that allows you to explore your imperfections without fear of judgment or rejection. Furthermore, this self-compassionate mindset can also enable you to extend greater empathy and understanding to others, recognizing that they too are struggling with their own unique set of imperfections and challenges. Now, consider how this applies when you're working with a team or collaborating with others on a project, and you're faced with the inevitable conflicts and disagreements that arise. By practicing self-compassion and acknowledging your own imperfections, you can create a more harmonious and productive work environment, one that values mutual support, respect, and understanding. Another crucial aspect of embracing your imperfections is the importance of redefining success and achievement in a way that acknowledges and values your unique strengths and contributions. This involves moving beyond traditional notions of success, which often prioritize perfectionism and conformity, and instead embracing a more holistic and inclusive definition of achievement. By doing so, you can create a more authentic and fulfilling sense of purpose, one that is grounded in your own values, passions, and imperfections. Now consider how this applies when you're setting goals and aspirations for yourself, and you're tempted to compare yourself to others or strive for unrealistic standards of perfection. By redefining success in a way that honors your imperfections, you can break free from the constraints of external expectations and instead focus on cultivating a sense of purpose and fulfillment that is truly your own. Reflecting on this journey, so far, it becomes increasingly evident that the intricate web of ideas and insights we've explored has been subtly yet profoundly shaping our perspective. As we've navigated the complexities of embracing our imperfections, a rich tapestry of understanding has begun to emerge, weaving together the disparate threads of self-awareness, vulnerability, and personal growth. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer, illuminated by the realization that our unique strengths and imperfections are inextricably linked, forming the very foundation of our individuality and potential. Drawing these strands together, we see that the cumulative effect of our exploration has been to gently yet persistently nudge us towards a more authentic, compassionate, and empowered sense of self, one that is unencumbered by the burdens of perfectionism and conformity. As we pivot towards the final reflection, it's as if we're standing at the threshold of a new landscape, one that stretches out before us like an unfolding canvas, waiting to be filled with the vibrant colors of our imagination and creativity. The journey thus far has been akin to a masterful symphony, with each movement building upon the last, creating a harmonious and cohesive whole that resonates deeply within us. In this moment, we're invited to pause, to breathe in the beauty and complexity of our own becoming, and to acknowledge the profound shifts that have taken place within us. It's a moment of stillness, yet one that is pregnant with possibility, as we prepare to distill the essence of our exploration into a clarion call to action, one that will guide us forward into the uncharted territory of our highest potential. In this fleeting instant, as the contours of our understanding begin to take shape, we're reminded that the true power of our imperfections lies not in their ability to define us, but in their capacity to liberate us from the shackles of self-doubt and fear. It's a paradoxical truth, one that whispers to us that our weaknesses are in fact the hidden doorways to unforeseen strengths, and that our vulnerabilities are the very keys that unlock the deepest recesses of our hearts and minds. As we stand at this threshold, the world around us begins to take on a softer, more nuanced hue, as if the very fabric of reality has been gently infused with the wisdom of our collective insights. In this radiant light, we're beckoned to step forward, to embody the wisdom of our imperfections, and to allow the beauty of our unique humanity to shine forth, unapologetically and unencumbered. As the journey begins to draw to a close, the silence that follows is almost palpable, a stillness that invites us to listen deeply to the whispers of our own hearts. It's a moment of reckoning, yet one that is filled with promise as we're called to integrate the disparate threads of our exploration into a cohesive and compelling narrative, one that will guide us forward into the unknown. Reflecting on the distance we've traveled, we're reminded that the true magic of our imperfections lies not in their ability to transform us, but in their capacity to reveal us, to unveil the hidden contours of our souls, and to illuminate the uncharted territories of our deepest potential. In this moment of quiet contemplation, the world around us melts away, leaving only the gentle rustle of our own becoming, a sound that is at once fragile and powerful, a reminder that we are indeed the architects of our own destiny. As the journey of self-discovery and exploration comes full circle, the essence of our inquiry settles into a profound and lasting insight that the very fabric of our humanity is woven from the intricate threads of imperfection. It is within the depths of our vulnerabilities, our fears, and our doubts that we find the hidden reservoirs of strength, resilience, and courage that define us as individuals. The practice of embracing our imperfections, of acknowledging and accepting the complex tapestry of our own becoming, is not merely an act of self-acceptance, but a radical gesture of self-love and self-compassion. It is an invitation to step into the unknown, to embark upon a path of discovery that winds its way through the uncharted territories of our own hearts and minds. In the stillness of this moment, as the world around us fades into the background, we are left with the gentle whisper of our own intuition, guiding us towards the realization that our truest potential lies not in the pursuit of perfection, but in the embracing of our unique and imperfect humanity. It is a paradoxical truth that has been whispered to us throughout our journey, a reminder that the very things that make us vulnerable also make us strong, that the very things that make us imperfect also make us beautiful. As we stand at the threshold of this newfound understanding, we are met with the profound implication that our lives are not defined by our flaws, but by our capacity to love, to forgive, and to accept ourselves and others just as we are. The true practice begins. Now as we step into the unknown, armed with the wisdom of our own imperfections, it is a journey that requires courage, compassion, and patience, a journey that invites us to walk the fine line between vulnerability and strength, between doubt and faith. As we embark upon this path, we are reminded that the greatest gift we can offer to ourselves and to others is the gift of our own authenticity, our own unique and imperfect humanity. It is a gift that has the power to transform, to heal, and to connect us on a profound and lasting level. A gift that whispers to us of the profound beauty and wisdom that lies at the very heart of our own becoming. In the end, it is not the perfection of our lives that will define us, but the depth of our love, the breadth of our compassion, and the richness of our own unique and imperfect humanity. As we look out into the world, we are met with the profound realization that we are not alone in this journey, that we are part of a larger tapestry of human experience, woven from the intricate threads of imperfection and vulnerability. It is a realization that invites us to reach out, to connect, and to support one another, to create a world that is more compassionate, more forgiving, and more embracing of our unique and imperfect humanity. The journey ahead will be long, winding, and unpredictable, but it is a journey that holds the promise of transformation, of growth, and of profound and lasting connection.